Ethan was a 16-year-old autistic boy who lived in the sunny city of Miami, Florida. He had always been seen as different by his schoolmates, but his parents encouraged him to be himself and never give up on his dreams. Since he was a child, Ethan had been fascinated by the universe and everything related to science. He spent hours reading books and watching documentaries on the subject. When he was only 10 years old, he discovered NASA and became obsessed with the idea of becoming an astronaut. His parents supported his passion for science and enrolled him in a school that offered a special program for children with exceptional abilities. There, he met his best friend, Mia, who helped him adapt and interact more with people. Despite his passion for science, Ethan always had difficulties communicating and expressing his ideas. He often felt isolated and misunderstood by his classmates. It was only when his science teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez, noticed Ethan's potential and encouraged him to participate in a science fair that he began to believe in himself. The science fair was held at a large convention center in Orlando, Florida. Ethan and Mia worked together on a project about life in space and how it can affect the health of astronauts. Ethan developed a revolutionary theory about how the lack of gravity can affect the development of astronauts' bones and muscles. On the day of the fair, Ethan was nervous but also excited to share his ideas with the other participants. He wore his favorite NASA shirt and his astronaut tie and prepared to present his project. When it was his turn to present, Ethan took the stage and began talking about his research. He was so excited that he forgot all his insecurities and spoke clearly and confidently. Mia watched from afar, with tears in her eyes, seeing her friend stand out. When Ethan finished his presentation, the audience was impressed with his ideas and started applauding. Mrs. Rodriguez ran to hug him and congratulate him on his incredible performance. Ethan finally felt fulfilled and proud of himself. After the science fair, Ethan was invited to participate in a summer program at NASA, where he would work with real scientists and learn more about space. He was excited but also nervous about the idea of being away from home and Mia. When he arrived at the NASA training center, Ethan was impressed with the magnitude of the place. He felt humble and grateful for this unique opportunity. He began working with scientists on a project about how the lack of gravity can affect plant growth in space. Ethan dedicated himself to the project, spending hours studying and working with his mentors. Scientists were impressed with Ethan's dedication and intelligence. He was able to make connections and see patterns that others couldn't. He presented several innovative ideas and the scientists were excited about the possibilities. During his time at NASA, Ethan also met other young people like him, with exceptional abilities and a passion for science. He finally found a group of people who understood him and with whom he could connect. Ethan also learned a lot about the life of astronauts and what it's like to live on a space station. He was fascinated by the technology and engineering that make life in space possible. When it was time to go home, Ethan was sad to leave his mentors and friends, but he was excited to share everything he had learned with his family and friends. He returned to school and continued to work on scientific projects. He also started participating in robotics competitions, where his team excelled in several categories. Ethan became an inspiration to other young people at school and in his community. Ethan's parents were very proud of their son. They always knew he was special, but never imagined he could become a great scientist. They encouraged him to continue pursuing his dreams and supported his efforts. Over time, Ethan became one of the most respected scientists in his field. He continued to do innovative research and work on projects that helped improve people's lives. He became an inspiration to other autistic youth and showed that with dedication and support, they too can achieve great things. Ethan never forgot his days at NASA and always referred to that experience as a turning point in his life. He stayed in touch with his mentors and friends from NASA and continued to work with them on various projects. Ethan became an example of overcoming adversity and perseverance. He showed that with dedication and support, everyone can achieve their dreams, regardless of their differences or disabilities. Ethan also became an advocate for inclusion and acceptance of people with autism. He gave talks at schools and events, sharing his story and inspiring others to follow their dreams. His parents and friends will always remember Ethan as a bright young man with a passion for science. He left a lasting legacy and proof that determination and perseverance can lead to great accomplishments.